This issue of Fashion Classics, get your passport out as we explore the newest fashion destination, Singapore. For the fashion-minded, this 240 square mile city-state offers some of the best international shopping. Also at a leisurely pace, one can indulge in Eastern traditions such as tea ceremonies, reflexology treatments, and meals that balance the body's yin and yang. We'll take you behind the scenes at a warm weather favorite, Project Shop.
See, we live on an island. It's next to the equator. It's very tropical. You know, people want to be cool. They need practical fabrics.
East meets West as we indulge in the Retreat Spa.
A multi-sensory experience using touch, aroma, vision.
Experience the allure of Peranakan culture.
The culture is very much a rich man's culture.
Then, the stylish side of getting around with model Ray In.
There's plenty to see in Singapore, so keep moving.
The weather isn't the only thing sizzling in Singapore. Go into the atelier of French Kiss lingerie and more. After studying and working abroad, Singaporean designer Peter Teo recognized a need for casual but creative attire in his native country, and along with two close friends, established the label Project Shop Blood Brothers.
I started doing some printed t-shirts, and then, you know, one thing led to another. You're hiring people, you've got stocks. When I came back here, my best friend was here as well, and I said, why don't we just do it together? And after about 6 months, I called a friend of mine from my classmate from London, Richard, and said, you know, why don't you come down? And other than these t-shirts, let's do a fashion line. We started with women's wear first, after the t-shirts, and then about 3 years after that, we added the men's line as well. People in Asia shop for, you know, hobby. You know, in Singapore is an island, there's nowhere to go, no countryside to run to. So they run to these shopping malls, and everyone has to buy something when they go out. We have young school-aged girls and guys coming in to buy our stuff, and we have sort of more executive types. You know, Singapore is pretty casual in the workplace as well, so we have quite a broad cross-section of customers. I mean, obviously we live on an island, it's next to the equator, it's very tropical. You know, people want to be cool, they need practical fabrics, you know, stretch, easy to look after. So there's a bit of an island feeling to some of the things. We do printing, hand embroideries, and also there's a sort of an urban feeling to it, because Singapore is a modern city. We don't really want to be sort of too ethnic, it's kind of a happy mix of the two, we like to think. We've been known for doing a lot of dark colors, very sort of somber colors. So we said, you know, let's do a change, and, you know, fresh was the first thing that came to mind. Fresh away from black and darker colors. It's a summer look. Everything is. We have stones, we have light blues, we have like batik prints with watercolor wash prints. We use a lot of stretch, wovens, stretch, cottons.
The team's easygoing fashion approach is apparent. A lounge cafe is part of their retail scene.
When you've done something, you tried something new, or you've tried on it looks good, or when a sample comes in from the embroiders or the beaders and it looks fantastic, you know, that's always the best part, you know, so it makes all the sort of frustration worth it.
I'm 20 years old this year. I was born in Singapore. Spent all my life in Singapore.
From billboards to buses, model Ray In is becoming one of the most recognizable faces in her homeland, but she isn't taking her looks for granted.
I plan to major in banking and finance, but I'm pretty open to joining the showbiz industry. The degree is more of like a security blanket because it's something you can fall back on. I try to do ads. I've done 2 television commercials. Everyone just hopes and prays for the ads. So do I. The money's good. It's fun because they usually have a lot of different themes. They dress you up really crazily sometimes.
In juggling her whirlwind life as a model student, Ray In has mastered moving around the city, and she gave us a briefing on getting around in style.
A lot of the models they walk, especially the foreign models, I don't know, I suppose they like the weather.
This is the cheapest, the easiest, most no-brainiest mode of transportation. The only problem is it's very hot in Singapore. Even though you see all these trees around, it doesn't help. Very important, have very comfortable pair of shoes, flat shoes, no heels, like that, see? Right now we're going to go on a trishaw. It's not a very typical way of getting around in Singapore, but it's very touristy, but it works for short distances. Something I haven't done in many years. Basically, the origins of this trishaw or rickshaw, it started when men used to pull carriages itself on barefoot. Basically, it's leg power, but it's much more humane. You know, you have the wind in your hair, so that's sexy. We're going to check out the next mode of transportation in Singapore, the taxi. Now we've just left Bugis Street and we're in a Singaporean taxi going towards the town area, Orchard Road. There is a nice aircon here. It's fast, you don't have to wait at bus stops and everything, so normally a preferred method of transport. We're going to get on the bus. It's a very cheap way to get around, very convenient. It's air-conditioned. Most of the buses nowadays are air-conditioned. And the best thing is you can watch TV. My mum used to bring me all over Singapore in buses. One of the hippest, cheapest, most dangerous way of getting around is motorcycle. But we do have a helmet law here, so don't forget your helmet. And hope for a good-looking driver. I hope you've enjoyed this mini tour and I hope you take my advice, but the most important thing is there's plenty to see in Singapore, so keep moving.
The Peranakan culture, born of the intermarriage between mainland Chinese and Malaysians, is a magical merger of history and craftsmanship. The renewed interest in the culture is seen in everything from traditional beadwork seminars, restoration of their vibrant homes, and an appreciation of the famously spicy cuisine. The Asian Civilization Museum's ongoing exhibit underscores this fascination with the Peranakan legacy.
Peranakan Chinese is a unique community who's been living in the tropics for more than 300-400 years. Their younger generation will adopt a lot of Southeast Asian practices. It becomes a melange of Chinese and Malays and Indian cultures. Most of the beadwork you see here are related to the marriage ceremony. For example, the knee pads, which are lovingly embroidered by the brides for the groom. Because during this 12-day ceremony, you have to get up, you have to kneel a lot. These are what we call the tobacco pouches. You see Chinese auspicious symbols like the deer, as in longevity, bats, as in prosperity, flower in the vase for peace and harmony. This is really a late 19th century style nonia wear from Penang, the island of Penang, sort of west of northern Malaysia. And she wears a long tunic, and you always team it with a batik made from Java. This is a Dutch Indonesian lady in her white on white embroidered kabaya top. You have white on white embroidery, something they learned from the Portuguese and the Dutch. The kabaya, the top, is cut slightly more fitting. The sarong has more flamboyant colors because this is a time when the experimentation with chemical dyes had become more successful. Kabaya top here It's wonderful. It's full of cut work. It's hand embroidered on Swiss voile. You don't use buttons or zip for the kabaya, so you use this 3-pin brooches to fasten the front. The love for gemstones and the Paranakans are really shown on these brooches because they're almost all set with diamonds and rubies and sapphires. It's color, it's clashing of ideas. The culture is very much a rich man's culture.
Fresh air and warm sunlight, along with healing massage and aromatherapy treatments, are the key elements at the Retreat Spa.
Asian touch for caring people is the philosophy behind the retreat. We are entering a sensory era. It is a time of significant transitions in the expectation of people stepping into a treatment room. Actually, they are seeking for a journey and an experience. Those little touches and strong attention to details are the key in giving the client a memorable experience. A multi-sensory experience using touch, aroma, vision, sound, and taste. Reflexology is an unusual and a wonderfully relaxing massage which actually originated in China 4,000 years ago. It actually uses fingertips to make a series of pressure, firm movement around the feet. It stimulates the reflexes which are linked to different parts of the body. The result is that the toxin will be released, the circulation, the organs and the gland functions will be improved, and your body and your mind will be relaxed. Tuina is a very Chinese traditional kind of massage, and it actually works on the energy channel and points using the same principle technique as acupuncture, except that the hands and fingers are used instead of needles. And by using a wide range of technique, the practitioner can actually balance up the qi energy, which is the vital substances and its internal organs on which the health of a person's body, mind depends on. This treatment actually helps to re-establish the proper functioning of the body and the recovering of dented or damaged tissue, leaving people with a sense of physical and well-being.
Another royal treatment at the retreat is the wet soap massage.
It's a very interesting treatment which actually I picked it up when I was doing my spa course in Czech Republic.
A selection of fragrant handmade vegetable soap provides a great moisturizer. Skin and body are prepared by relaxing in the steam bath, followed by a luxurious soap massage. For Singaporeans, it's a wonderful escape from the hot weather.
Now, aromatherapy is an extremely pleasant therapy. It is a massage that uses extract from plants, which has a very strong effects on the brain and the nose. It is the smell and the touch. It is a very relaxing treatment that works on the meridian points. Right now, there's a lot of spas from all over the other part of the world is borrowing the native practice from Asian, such as the alternative Eastern methods such as acupuncture, qigong, tai chi, tuina, yoga, reiki. Leave the stress behind and let us clean it up.
The burgeoning fashion state also has local talent, many of whom attend the prestigious LaSalle SIA School of the Arts.
students are really interested in a whole range of fashion subjects, fashion illustration, fashion design. We do children's wear, men's wear, women's wear, and they have to do subjects like textile design, textile studies, fashion merchandising, fashion marketing. So we actually teach these designers to market their wares. Basically, for the students who graduate, they have to produce 5 garments. A lot of our students, they have the intention to do, say, about 2 pieces of ready-to-wear and 3 pieces of avant-garde, or vice versa, mainly because, they want the industry to know that they can do design both ways.
La Salle, leading the way for a new generation of design talent.
I started off hosting and doing all sorts of things like acting and dancing and singing, and
I was actually a car salesperson.
One grew up as an army brat, the other in a traditional Chinese family. But together, Donita Rose and Belinda Lee have become 2 of the most popular VJs behind MTV Asia programming.
I always told myself that from that time that I started seeing VJs come on air, introducing videos, I said, I have to get this job someday. I really, really want this job.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
So there you have it. That was Ricky Martin and Christina Aguilera at #1 this week with Nobody Wants to Be Lonely.
To me, as a VJ, you don't have to try too hard to look like, oh, I'm so glamorous and I'm so pretty. Just be yourself, and this is what they like. So maybe that's the reason why they chose me.
From their base in Singapore, the duo has become immersed in popular culture, becoming experts on everything from fashion to the latest night spots. On their evening off, we got a glimpse into their glam world.
I think if you like the older crowd, I would suggest places like Boat Quay or Clark Quay. I've been here before and I really like the atmosphere. Oh, I wish you were a man right now, but anyway. Pierside is quite a popular and pretty new place that's up and coming. Cheers. Now this is the part that I always look forward to, because when I travel from city to city, I always want to see how they prepare the crab cakes, because every country makes it differently. So, bon appetit.
Okay, this dessert is their specialty and I heard it's really, really good. Wow, good. It's really good.
Next, it was on to Mohammed Sultan Road.
The chocolate tart that we had earlier was really good, but that wasn't the main dessert. The dessert is
orange.
Behind the velvet ropes, the duo goes for billiards, a local favorite and a toast to a hard week's work.
Thank you. Hey, did you know the good thing about Mohammed Sultan Road? That is that you can wine and dine, you can party all night, and of course if you want, you can watch some Chinese opera, wayang.
Wayang.
Yeah, in Mandarin it's called 大戏. That means they'll have like a lot of makeup, very white makeup, pink cheeks and everything, and they do
Okay, so it's another date next week, same time, same channel. Bye!
Settling in for the night in Singapore has never been easier. For the millennium, 2 premier hotels have opened on the Singapore River, each with their own distinct stylish personality.
Welcome to the Gallery Avison Hotel.
The Gallery Avison, the first boutique hotel in town, doesn't disappoint. Its unconventional architecture defines the Avison attitude, streamlined and stark, but personable.
This is one of my favorite rooms, the observatory room, which gives me a chance to just look out there.
Chef Roland Hoffman commandeers the dining room while serving up traditional and Western fare with panache.
Shall we check out the poolside on the 5th floor?
The Avison Sky Pool, a cantilever glass aquarium, is show-stopping during the day and alluring at night. The Fullerton Hotel, with commanding views of Singapore's financial district and river, is favored for its understated chic. What used to be the Central Post Office has become a stately 400-room oasis. 120 feet above the street is Fullerton's Lighthouse Restaurant, which boasts a panoramic view. While Singapore has lots to offer, one thing missing for the female population here was the accessibility to lingerie. In the past, women had to rely on sexy European imported lingerie complete with expensive price tags. But one designer changed all that when she started French Kiss.
French Kiss started because as a consumer, I had to always go overseas to buy my lingerie. So we are seeing more and more imported brands, but they are very expensive by the time they reach here, especially from Europe. I think we have a very unique differentiation from other Asian brands is that we sell everything in sets, so matching underwear with matching top.
Sets like Scarlet are a favorite of French Kiss fans. And while Asian women prefer some padding and underwire, French Kiss has bucked this trend and come up with fabrications that are equally pleasing.
Oh, we'll see a black lace, very rich kind of design, very luxurious lace design. It's still unpadded also, and it's a little bit mesh, so it's still not the typical Asian kind of design. This one is a little bit different because we use the very deep V-cut for the V-cutting for the cut to emphasize on the push-up effect, and we use the flat silicone stripes. You're going to see a very pretty baby doll in a very nice shade of blue.
This look in baby doll lingerie is very popular, and French Kiss accommodates the need with a variety of sexy colors and fabrics.
The fabric, again, is very normal mesh, but it's good because it's not easily scratched. It's very tricky when you buy this kind of thin material. Some of them are easily scratched.
French Kiss has also expanded to swimwear.
It's very difficult to find bikinis in Singapore, actually. So when we design bikinis, we tend to go for the brighter colors. These are the previous collection where we went for shinier material. This time around we're going for more matte, even though it's bright, but it's matte. And we thought of it because it's like fun, it's sexy, it's so easy to remember. So we came up with French Kiss.